Hi guys, welcome back to LAWLOR'S Law. This is your raw, unfiltered Birmingham City podcast where we just basically talk about everything that's pissed us off in the last week. Sorry I weren't here last week. I was unwell, feeling a little bit better now. And this week we're joined with Max. How are we doing, Mud? I wouldn't say Mush then, I said Mud. I'm so sorry, Mush.
Mush. Yeah, I'll be Mush. I'm good, Mud. Yeah, mate, I'm fine. How are you doing? Feeling better, yeah?
It's slightly, I mean, my throat's still a bit all over the place, but I'm well, I've downed a lemonade and I'm ready for a pod, so we can crack on.
Crack on. Crack on.
Crack on. But yeah, so I suppose what do we go? Should we go straight into Cambridge away? Should we talk about we actually went away from home for once? And I'll get your thoughts on it if you want, Max. You go first.
Yeah, Cambridge away was an away win. I think we can mark it down on the calendar as an away win, can't we? I know it's a stretch, but it's an away win, and the lads and the ladies that went had a good time. I think seeing us bag 3 goals and win. I messaged you on the night and just said like how are we almost gonna cock this up, because I couldn't believe. It was when we spoke about it before we came on here, but when Jack Robinson went off, it felt like everything fell apart defensively a little bit, because we were so comfortable, weren't we, at 3-0. When Ducks got his goal, and it was just kind of a bit of the first half was a bit of a cakewalk. Second half, they gave it a little bit in the first 15 minutes of the second half. I thought Cambridge, they tried and huffed and puffed to try and get a goal. We saw out that 15 minutes of the second half, and then I thought it was pretty much seeing the game out. Basically, it was quite comfortable. It almost had that feeling of last season when we played teams like Cambridge, and we would score 2 goals and then just pass it round sideways, backways, and see the game out, sort of thing. But for some reason, Jack Robinson goes off. Neumann comes on ice skates, and decides to just fall around, pass the ball, assist the goal for them. I don't know what he was doing, but assisted their first goal. And we made it look very, very, squeaky brum time at the end. Like we always seem to have ever done, is make it a bit difficult at the end. But we held on for it. And I thought it was big. It was a big result, just to get the monkey off the back with an away win. And I know it's Cambridge, and I know they're not great. They're not great at Cambridge in compared to our team and the quality we've got. And we played quite a very strong lineup, actually, compared to what I thought he'd play. It was quite surprising, the lineup that he started with. I don't know if you felt that as well. I was massively shocked at who he started.
Yeah, I said to you, didn't I? Think it'll be a rotation squad. I was expecting Fuji to get his little start. I expected KYOGO to start. I thought he'd play Ducks. I was very, very happy he tried Ducks in the 10 again. And I thought Ducks was fantastic. I think Ducks showed. And before anyone kicks off, says it's a League 2 team. Magic of the FA Cup. We're all seem to forget that fucking Crystal Palace just lost to the lowest division possible in this thing. The biggest upset has ever just happened pretty much in the FA Cup. Like, the magic is real, and we nearly witnessed it ourselves at 3-0 up. Ducks was phenomenal. The lineup was great. I still am going to stand by the fact that Kumas is not good at football, and that fucking middle of the goal, and he's tried to dive and header it straight at the keeper, is an absolute piss take. I couldn't believe my eyes watching it live. I'm buzzing for Wagner's goal, and more than anything, and if my wonderful editor could put a little video of someone in going, he's fucking done it, because KYOGO has finally fucking scored, and we love to see it. And there was absolute scenes in my household. I was at my partner's parents, and obviously I flicked the radio on, flicked it back off, watched it a little bit, and literally I couldn't have timed it better. The first time I flicked on, Wagner had just scored. The second time I flicked it on, KYOGO robbed the ball and gone 1-on-1, and I was itching in Jasmine's mum and dad's going, go on, yeah.
I think it was that was like the longest 8 seconds, even less than that, maybe 5-6 seconds I've ever experienced. I think, because he was running for on goal, and I think every single Blues fan around the country, around the world, was watching it, and they were like, go on, just please put it away, just score, please put it away. And he robbed it off him, ran through, and it was a good finish in the end, actually. But straight into that bottom right-hand corner, he smashed it in there, didn't he? And then he gave it kind of that to the Cambridge fans, because they were just giving him shit before that.
They were saying Celtic reject, weren't they?
Yeah. But like you said about Cambridge League 2 team, you got to remember, like, we played them twice last year, so and they made the away game when it came off. Well, Dukey scored his last ever goal, but it was off the
Dukey
defender's
will
back.
score that. In my heart, Dukey scored. I don't care what the scoreboard says.
And Clara scored that like cross goal or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and they made that game tough. And we're only kind of how many months, 6 months down the line, 7, 8 months down the line from playing them twice in a season, and we're in 2 different leagues now. So yeah, it could have been an easy upset. Like you said, Macclesfield Palace, it could have been a very, very easy upset that Cambridge United came and decided they wanted to turn it on against us. And we don't like playing on a bobbly pitch. We can't pass the ball. It needs to be fucking 3 centimeters long or whatever Davis wants the groundsman to have it at. He's got them pink lights and trying to heat treat the pitch, and it's lighting up Small Heath all pink. Like the way we do our pitch is insane with the apparent best groundsman in the country from ex Leicester. So I thought when I saw that pitch and there was an inspection of the pitch, I thought we're going to struggle here tonight. It's going to be muddy. It's going to be icy in places. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be slippy. And our lads just aren't going to want it. But like I said, 3-0, and it was all comfortable. And then we nearly did a typical Blues and cocked it up.
Well, we didn't. Thankfully, we didn't. And it was Blues, and we were never going to make it easy, were we? We were never going to make it easy. Be like, nah, why? What's the point? But to go 3-0 up was lovely. To then watch a near capitulation was terrifying. And it just felt like we are so back, because it's not a Blues victory unless you have a couple of little heart palpitations here or there.
No, I massively agree. Go on.
We did it. We're in the 4th round and happy. I watched the draw live. I was at work, but I flicked it on what was it, on TNT. So I had it on, keep an eye. And obviously when it got down to Villa got pulled, and then it was with the number next to it, and I was like, and then obviously it got to the last 4, and I couldn't believe it. When I saw Macclesfield got Drew, I was like, I'll take Macclesfield away. And they weren't, and I'm not upset with Leeds at home. And I've said this openly. I don't fear, unless it would be a Man City and they drop Erling Haaland, Rodri, all the big dogs on the 11, or Arsenal, or one of the big 4 in the Prem. I don't really fear many teams at St Andrews. Newcastle fans will say it themselves. We gave them one of the best games of the season last year, and that was an unbelievable. If we can make that atmosphere like that, and this improved squad we've got this year, I'm excited. I'm very excited to see the shithousery that is Christoph Clary versus Dominic Calvert-Lewin in the air. I want to see Will Ganoto try and do some skill on the wing, and Clara shoulder barge him into oblivion. I'm all about it, because it's going to be a bloodbath.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I thought when it got down to the last kind of 6 or 8 teams, I thought we were going to get Man City away.
Yeah.
I really thought.
Yeah.
I said, I was like, if we do get these, we're done. Basically, I don't want to
just put 10 past Exeter. We're going to get bombed.
After playing so badly away all season, I don't want to go and lose 10-1 away, because that's the last thing the lads need, playing away. But yeah, so we got the draw. And I said, I was saying to my wife at the time when it got pulled out that I said, as long as we're at home, just be at home, just be at home. I kept saying it as the draw was going on, just be at home, just be at home. Because when we're at home, mate, I'm not scared of anyone. Fucking bring the dirty little Leeds bastards onto us. I don't care. We'll have them. Newcastle shit themselves because they underestimated us, and we popped one in within 30 seconds, Ethan Laird. And I think I went on to a Leeds fan page after the draw just to kind of get the feelers of what they were saying about it. And their stance was that, the Brummies think this is going to be an easy game for them because they're at home. Let's show them what we're made of. A lot of them were saying easy win. I did see a Leeds fan say easy 3 points, and I thought, well, that's typical Leeds. They haven't got a fucking clue what they're talking about because it's a cup game, mate. So, have a look at yourself. But yeah, typical Leeds. But yeah, so they seem quite confident as well as us, but I don't care, mate. Anybody at St Andrews, I'd have taken Man City at St Andrews. We probably wouldn't have won, but I think, Blues, and if it's a big atmosphere like the Newcastle game, and I think the Leeds one will be similar. When the atmosphere is up and it's maybe under the lights potentially, it will be we need to make it another Newcastle, and we can beat them. We can beat them. I think me and you, the last time we played Leeds, me and you were there.
93rd minute pen.
Yeah, me and you went together and sat together. No, we didn't sit together, did we? But we went together, and we went to the Bull's Head afterwards and had a pint of Guinness, didn't we? That was good. And we thought we were back with Brady and Wagner. That was the first game, wasn't it, of that era? So that home game in the league. when half the stadium was shut off. But
when we
yeah,
were the flus.
and then we got relegated. So.
And then yeah, we said we are so back, and then
Yeah,
St Eustace and got relegated.
Yeah, we sat there with a Guinness, and I remember saying to you, I was like, "This is fucking it, mate. We're back now. We're going to do some serious shit. We're going to do some stuff now. We're going to start picking up, and we're going to get up the table." And we got relegated. So,
and we did for 6 games.
Yeah, under Eustace we were all right. But yeah, so Leeds, I'm confident, quietly confident. I'm not going to be too big about it. I think I'm confident in terms of if we can make that atmosphere, get St Andrews crowd going, which me and Jordan have touched on in the last in last week in the last pod, that the atmosphere hasn't been the greatest at St Andrews, but for some reason these FA Cup games, these games under the lights at St Andrews with a full house, and probably Leeds bringing 5,000-6,000, you can imagine, in that whole bottom, like Newcastle did, they'll have the whole bottom lower Gilmerick, won't they, all the way along. So that'll probably happen again. Dirty Leeds, bring them on, mate. I think we can beat them.
It will be interesting, won't it? Because it's on Valentine's weekend as well, so they're all going to bring the moms up for the game, and it's going to be interesting to watch. And absolute scumbag fan base, and I just don't like Leeds. They're one of them teams. I know they sing everyone hates us, and it's true. We all think you're dickheads. Like
they're going to bring their sister / wife. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that whole stand's going to be one family. It's going to be mental.
They're all related.
But I suppose the thing is, with the squad at the minute, and we're going to move on very quickly in a minute to talking about signings, because I think we need some signings quite badly. Do we kind of full send the FA Cup and try and push through? Like, obviously get through to the 5th round, because it's the last 32 now, isn't it? So is it the quarters after this?
No, the 5th round is the last 16. So you've got the 5th round, and the quarter is the last 8 after that. So yeah, if we get through to round 5, there's 16 teams left, and you might get that whole Macclesfield win again. They might knock Brentford out. Have they got Brentford? Have they? Yeah,
at home as well.
So imagine if they knock Brentford out, and then we were to draw them at home. Again, we're at home. We beat Macclesfield at home because they're probably a lot scarier for them when they're away. And then we're into a quarter-final of an FA Cup. We never thought that at the start of the season, but
you won win off Wembley.
It can happen so easily. You can get to a decent stage, and if you then get to a semi, I'm thinking way ahead here, but if you keep going and you get a couple of decent results and decent draws, and you're at home every time, you can end up at Wembley in the semi-final, right? Because it's the semi-final at Wembley, isn't it? So
that's what you want. That's what you want as a Blues fan. We want to enjoy them days out. Like, obviously the last time we went, it was quite painful because Peterborough decided to score 2 wonder goals, but it happens. Yeah. It's okay. They're shit in League One still, and we moved on from it. That's okay. But it's one of them. I'm excited. I don't honestly. If we had Macclesfield away, I'd be worried a little bit because they've got the 3G pitch, ain't they? And that's what's throwing all like. You could see Palace are a bit like, what the fuck? Like,
well, yeah, Mark Gay said he didn't want to play in on the pitch before the game, so I can't imagine that Jeremy Beadle / James Beadle will want to play old flappy hands. But we'll talk about him in a bit, a little bit more.
We'll move on to that in a minute. But yeah, bring on the FA Cup. We'll go into Swansea away towards the end. So yeah, let's move on the note of recruitment. I think although we've signed Wagner, we need a lot more. And I'm hearing rumours, and obviously everyone's seen it online by now. Apparently Patrick Roberts has been told we can have him for £1 million. I'm hoping to God that Knighthead have just under the carpet have just already done it, and it's finished, and we've signed him. Because if we pass up £1 million, if that's legit for Patrick Roberts, we are taking the piss. Unless we've already agreed that we're just going to get him at the end of the season, no matter what, for free. But I think if that's not the case, and it's $1 million to activate his clause and just take it, fucking take it, because he's 28 years old. You get a good 4 years out of him, and he's probably arguably the most technical footballer we've got. He's unbelievable, great left foot. He's everything we've wanted. Once Laird's about fully fit and firing, that link of Laird and Patrick Roberts is going to cause every team in this league a problem. And I think you're missing out on a sitter. If we dare sign... And I keep hearing that we're on about activating Jeremy Beadle and taking him on a permanent. I don't know how I feel about it, Max, because I'm very...
I got to stop calling Jeremy Beadle. It's just fucking... It's
stuck in my head now. He's Jeremy Beadle to me. Until he has a good performance, he's Jeremy. He doesn't deserve his name at the minute for me.
It's just because you've been framed, any mate. It's just you've been framed Calamity Jane. I love him and hate him at the same time. But yeah, Jeremy Beadle. Long live Jeremy Beadle.
Yeah, he gives me tall Lee Camp vibes. Like, he'll make a ridiculous save and you're like, oh, fuck me. And then he'll do something else. You're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Jordan said it last week as well. We spoke about the fact that kind of up here he's quite good because it's up where his brain is. Anywhere on the floor he has to get down. He's 6'7" of him has to get on the floor and he's too slow. So Coventry were just shooting at him on the floor, and obviously you could see they scored 2 goals. But anyway, the recruitment. I've been blowing the horn since September, haven't I, with you, saying that we absolutely cocked up the summer. Apart from the 3 of Dimmy and Roberts on loan and Doyle on loan, really, and Dux is in patches he's been okay, but I've blown and kind of blown that horn about it's not been great in the summer for the recruitment, and we needed to do something in the winter transfer window now to make it better. We started with absolute fireworks with Wagner, fireworks straight away. What was it? First day, second day of January
player as well, by the way.
It was straight in, wasn't it? As soon as that transfer window opened, it was like, yeah, Kai Wagner, left back, exactly what I said to you I wanted in June, if you remember. I was like, where's the left back? Where's the left back? And we got some bullshit Jack Robinson excuse that he could play left back as well as centre back, whatever. But I wanted a proper left-sided left back. And we finally got one, so great. And then we thought that was going to be kind of the uphill trend then, that we would get signing after signing. And it's a bit like that, really. There's a bit of silence. I'm not sure. There's lots of rumours. There's lots of rumours flying around. Roberts is a great one. Our friend Rich Lunt on Born to be Blues spoke to me about the fact that, yeah, if we don't sign him for £1 million now, we could get him on a free. So that's why it's only £1 million, I think, because they're going to take some money instead of none. So I think that's the reason for that. But I worry that won't happen. I want it to. Doyle is another one where you might think we'd wrap it up in the summer, but you've got to remember, mate, if you've got Wolves coming back down,
they're going to build around him.
You got Wolves coming back down, mate, and I don't know how many people have thought about this. Probably a fair few, but it's been on my mind that if Wolves come back down, they're going to... Mate, why would you not have him in your team in the Championship? He's amazing.
Right.
And go on.
Start you there. Only because, and after we've done this, I will get Tommy to verify my statement. I had this exact conversation with Tommy Kelsall about 5 hours ago, and I said, you've got to realise that Tommy Doyle is someone that you build around. They're going to not only have a good team, they're going to have parachute fucking payments to build around Tommy Doyle. They are not going to want to give him up for free. Not a chance. 10 mil. That's nothing for a parachute payment. They 100% will not want to let him go. If they're going down, and I think they pretty much are going down, let's be fair, unless they pull off the miracle of all miracles. Yeah. We need to try and activate this now if we can.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because I believe it's only on promotion we get the chance.
Yeah, it was based on promotion. Yeah, with an obligation to buy it on the promotion. Which I don't know if that's going to happen this season. I think we're stretching further and further away from it, aren't we? Sitting in 14th in nearly mid-January. I don't know.
We can push off playoffs.
Well, we could talk about that in a bit, but we can push. But only dependent on what this transfer window is like. And right now, there's no official because like me, I wanted to see on the day after Wagner signed, I wanted to see the video of Roberts with his pen in his hand, fucking signing. And I think everybody wanted that, and it's not been done. So not sure on that. Doyle, have to remember, Wolves coming down, he could go back, we could lose him, and then he'll end up scoring against us when we play Wolves away and Wolves at home. So that would be fantastic. Not. And then everything else is like Lyndon Dykes has been leaving Blues for like 6 years, it feels like, because he's vanished
as well. He's literally fucking vanished off of. And Leonard's apparently gone.
They've all been told that they can leave, or like Leonard can leave, Keshi can leave, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But Keshi can leave. But Dykes, he's been rumoured since in December to go to Charlton, and then Leicester have come in and done kind of a late swoop. The Leicester fans aren't sure why they're doing that because they don't rate him at all. And I don't particularly rate him. He's kind of that Divock Origi role for Liverpool where he scores a big goal every now and again, but he's not a great footballer. Lyndon Dykes, he's not. Then he needs to go to a more physical long ball team, I think. So no, it's just not what the football that we play. He's not in the long-term plan. But no one's actually moving. No one's coming in and no one's moving out. And I don't know whether it is mid-January now. So we're halfway there. So what is going on? Lots of.
Do you reckon that's what it could be? Do you reckon it could be a case of wage-wise, like we need to fuck Lyndon off so we can bring this one in? We need to get rid of Leonard so we can bring, because that Solis is pretty much done from what I've been being told. So Solis is set to be done. Patrick Roberts, maybe we're waiting on money to come in. If we dare activate Lewis Kumas and buy him on a permanent, I think I'll cry.
Yeah.
But it's one of them, isn't it? Obviously, we lost Cashin, and it's annoying because Cashin annoyingly grew on me in the last few games. I was like, he's actually done all right here. He might have just taken a while to grow into a team, and then we get rid of him. So we're weak at centre back again because we've got three centre halves. Sanderson never counted as a footballer to me anyway after what he did, so he can go. Like, so
But yeah, I think you're right.
we're
I
weak.
think you're right. I think you're right in terms of players need to go out maybe before we can finalise and get them in and put the signing on paper. Do you know what I mean? And send it off.
Registration numbers, maybe that could be an issue.
Yeah, it's potentially, but we have quite a tight squad anyway, don't we? Apart from the kids that have been put on the bench. So I'm not sure what the situation is with it. But I just, even if it's someone that goes out, so like a Leonard, so Leonard has moved to so and so on loan, or or Dykes has made it a full transfer to Charlton, there has to be something soon for us to cling on to maybe think that someone's coming in. I know that this John Solis, this evolved Bakuna, as I think I called him, role. He looks half decent, but you can never judge a player until he's played in England. And we said on a cold, wet night in Stoke on a Tuesday, can he do it? We don't know. He might not fancy it and want to piss back off into the sunshine. So we'll have to see what happens. But he's got potential. I with Blues, it always seems to be that it's guaranteed. Fabrizio Romano saying, "Here we go, we've got this signing," and always at the last minute it seems to fall apart because today. Alex Dickin in the Birmingham Mail has written his article saying that the Mane, I don't know how you pronounce it.
Whatever we call him, yeah.
Fell
Swedish
apart.
team.
So yes, fell apart. So he was all but done apparently, and it's fell apart. And Alex Dickin wasn't sure if it was a third party that's come in for him, maybe has kind of gone over our head to bid for him. But that's another one that's fell apart. So for Blues fans right now, including us two specifically, we're feeling very kind of in limbo, I think. And with the pod that we did last week with Jordan, I said, we'll have to come back on and talk about things as transfers start to come in and out. We'll be talking more about it. I don't really feel like we've moved anywhere further down the line from the last pod to this one.
No, like there's still an air of positivity, and we all have been Birmingham fans long enough to know that we are renowned for late action, and you just know the final 3 days of the window and that deadline day is going to be a Norse for us because it's going to be constant. You're going to get the standard, the window's closed but the lights are still on at St Andrews, and we're going to get some mental signing. I still believe that we're going to pull something out the hat and go, oh shit, where's that come from? You know who did interest me? We were highly linked with Abu Kamara in the summer, and I really like him. I really, really like him. Powerful, skillful winger, got goals in him if he needs. I think he's the kind of person we want right now, and I'd go back in for him and see what he's saying, because I don't think he's getting much game time.
Yeah.
But I think
if we're losing, we've spoken today a little bit about the rumours flying around on X, Twitter, whatever you call it now, that Keshi might be on his way out the door.
It is sad, man. Like, obviously, we all understand football is a business, and if you're not up for the standard we're at, it's unfortunate. I love, as much as I'm sure you do, Max, we love Keshi Anderson because he gives you 100% on that pitch. He gives you everything. And the Keshi we had for 2 years was pace. When he got through his injuries and he got his demons off his back from him, pace, power, and just aggression is what he gave you. He gave you driving runs. He gave you everything. He brought a few goals to himself last season, and that goal on the volley outside the box will forever, ever, one, because I got in trouble because of it, but two, forever, ever live in my memory that I have never screamed that loud for a goal for a long time. Like, it was the only time I went louder was Dykes' header to take us to Wembley. Like, it was absolute scenes that season.
No, it was that was an incredible goal. I said to you, I was stood in a shopping mall in Florida trying to watch some sort of stream at 3:00 in the afternoon when it was a night game here, trying to figure out what was going on, and I just saw the goal flash up on X, and I couldn't believe he'd buried that. It was an unbelievable goal. But last year, Keshi succeeded last year. He was against poorer defenders. It was League One. I think he gave them the run around quite a lot. He was a very good winger last year in League One, and I don't think anybody wanted to face him. And he got goals and got plenty of assists because of that reason. He's come back into the Championship. He started okay, seemed to start the season well, but he's tailed off quite considerably in the last few months. I think he's ended up on the bench a lot because of obviously Roberts and Dimmy he's going to be used as a sub, isn't he, Anderson? And only did he come back into the starting 11 because of the injuries. And flattered to deceive a little bit. When he's come on, his crossing's been poor. He hasn't been able to beat a man. It hasn't been great. Just in general, hasn't been fantastic. And I think maybe if he is better suited to a lower end Championship team, higher end League One team, potentially, maybe there was things of him, rumours of him wanting to go back to Blackpool, and I was seeing things everywhere, but I'm not sure. But whatever happens, I think it's quite important to say that man gave us a lot of good times last year, and he's I'm not going to throw legend because that's silly. No. But he's a player that you will remember for a while, and when we're old and grey, I think you'll remember him from that season specifically. 111 points. You'll remember all the players from that season. I think all of us until we're old and grey.
He's one of the ones that stuck with us. That's what I respect about him. He stuck with us when we got relegated. He probably partially felt responsible because of his injuries. And he turned up towards the end. He gave us that hope towards the relegation that we could have survived, and it was unlucky. And, that I will never forget that game when we beat Cov 3-0 at St Andrews on the verge of relegation. And we obviously went down, and he was untouchable that day. And there was moments where you kind of go, he was an unbelievably good. We will always remember him as a classy attacking winger. I'm speaking like he's dead. He's not dead, but it'd be sad to see him go.
The Coventry game was mad because even Tyler Roberts looked like a well beater.
Oh no, yeah, we were all like, "What the fuck is this?"
That was crazy.
So Keshi, if Keshi is going, he'll never probably see this, but if you do go, Keshi, we have nothing but thank yous, man. Genuinely, absolute star of a man. Really humble. Always spoke to fans. Always was nice. Every time I've seen him for pictures and stuff with people, he's always smiling. Positive energy. And it's sad if we do release him. Although, if we release him because he wants to go back to either Swindon, his boy, or club or something where he came for the academy, Blackpool, because with his injuries, I think he's got one decent contract left back in him. Go back and retire somewhere close to home. All power to you, Keshi, because genuinely, what a blow.
But we've got to get replacements in, haven't we? So we're talking about wingers, and he is one of them. And you've lost Cashin, you might lose Keshi. If you lose Leonard, you're starting to lose a lot of players, a strike in all positions
good players as well. Leonard's a good footballer.
Good, yeah, and we touched on it last week with Jordan as well. With Leonard's, you overlook him because Pake's always that man on the team sheet for the first 11. You overlook Leonard and what he can bring, and he always seems to 90% of the time when Leonard comes on, he does impress you. He might lose the ball every now and again, but he's a good footballer, Leonard, and it'll be.
He wants the ball though. How many times did we all say consecutively last season, if Pake and Iwata wasn't in the middle, this man would start for every other team in League One. Every other team, without fail. He'd probably start for, I'd say, at least half the teams in the Championship as well.
Yeah.
He's a good footballer.
Yeah, I agree. So, we'll have to wait and see. But in terms of news and rumor mills, it's the same stuff, isn't it? Really, it's the same rumors. The Che Adams rumors flying around. This John Solis rumor is saying it's all but done.
I think Solis will be done. I think Solis is pretty much done. It's just I don't know if it's a work permit thing. I don't know if we're waiting for obviously.
I haven't heard many others in terms of a striker. If Dykes goes, I haven't heard much else.
I think what I've learned with Knighthead, though, as well, is they do keep their cards quite close to the chest. Furuhashi wasn't really noticed until the last 2 days, until he pretty much came for the medical, and then everyone was like, we're signing KYOGO, by the way. What? Yeah. A lot of our signings have been very quick and sharp. Lyndon Dykes, we heard about that probably a day or so before it was official. That Dykes had been signed. Knighthead seemed to just have that, keep it under the radar. Wagner, no one fucking knew about Wagner until Wagner was here for the medical, and then apparently we're getting a left back from America. Oh,
yeah. I guess even the Jay Stansfield on that final day with that video, that release video they did, was shocked everybody, and everyone was buzzing their tits off that he'd come back, and they did keep that under wraps pretty well until his 4x4 was spotted at the training ground. I think
I was in this very house we're in now. I was downstairs, and all I was about to go to bed. I was like, oh, it's not happening. I'm going to bed. And then I just saw ping. Birmingham City have uploaded a video, and I didn't look for about 5 minutes. I went to the toilet, come back. I think I made a cup of tea, and then all I saw was about hundreds of comments saying, oh my God. And I thought, right, I've got to watch this. And bless her, I think Jasmine was in bed, and she must have heard me from the third floor of this house scream, fucking yeah. because obviously to see Jay's face turn like that and just appear, and you just know that
It was brilliant.
Wagner has done it. Like he's done an absolute, and then to go and watch it on the documentary and go, oh shit, like he was serious.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a down sort of thing. Yeah,
and I'm hoping he's like that in this window where he's like, and they were like, they want this. I don't care. Give him the fucking money. Like, I'm hoping he's just doing that. He's like, nope, just get him. I don't give a shit. Buy him. Get him in. Get him in.
Maybe, but the January window is always the one there's lesser options, isn't there? In the January window, there always seems to be. So you don't know how far we can stretch it, and
there isn't.
We can get.
Because this is where 6-month contracts come into play. This is the kind of things where we can start sniping cheaper options and stuff. Look at Neumann. We got Neumann this time last year and we kind of went bang. Obviously, we want someone who comes in and plays now. Don't get me wrong. But I'd like to have some, like, I don't think he is. I know he's not. But if Che was in the last 6 months and went, oh, by the way, we're getting Che next year. But like if they gave us some kind of hope at the end of the window and went, we've not got him now, but this is happening at the end of the, even if it's like a, Birmingham City, we can announce that we've made a pre-agreement with Sunderland that at the end of the season, Patrick Roberts is ours on a permanent. Sweet.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. But
I just want something to cling on because we're 13 days into January now, and it's like, right, come on, like.
Well, I think we're all itching for something to be announced. I think that's the problem because you've had such a big gap from the Wagner to now. And like I said, it's not ins or outs. There's not really anything. So they need to get their arse in gear. And the only thing that I've seen that is a potential, which doesn't really fill me with masses of joy and like kind of exhilaration, is the fact that we might be signing James Beadle on a permanent, which is what I mentioned earlier. So
good old Jeremy.
Yeah. So that rumour's come out of Brighton and the hierarchy of Brighton saying that both their loan keepers, Rushworth at Coventry and Beadle at Blues, they have different trajectories of where they're going and where they're going to end up. But the Brighton hierarchy said that it looks like a long-term deal at Birmingham could be on the cards. So if that's them kind of, throwing the feelers out there that is what's going to happen and we are going to sign him. Now, there's plenty that he needs to improve on as a keeper. He's very young, and Jordan made that point, and I absolutely agree because he's not at his peak as a keeper for another 7-8 years. I guess he's not going to be anywhere
between 30 and 36 is your goalkeeping peak. So what? He's 21.
So 21, 22. So not for another 8 years is he going to even hit that kind of start of that peak. So he's got loads of time to go, and it could be. People are talking about him for the future England keeper one day when he's improved, maybe, but it could be an investment opportunity for Blues. And I think maybe some people are overlooking that because I think that is a good point that a fair few Blues fans have made on our chats anyway, that it could be an investment opportunity to sell him for a bigger buck down the line. But I feel like we need a keeper right now. I think we need to keep if we're going to push, which is what we've spoken about in terms of top 6 or, top 8, top 10 and have a decent finish to this season. I feel like we need a keeper that's ready to go now because he's not ready. He's not ready.
Yes, you could argue, and I'm just speculating, how some footballers, because he's definitely unsure on his future. You can see that. Obviously, he's between Brian. If you give him a home, he might improve because he might be like, right, this is like, there's no indecision in his head. Then he's like, this is my home. This is what I've got to do. I can lock in now. Like, and I hope that happens soon because there are, as much as I talk shit about him and I call him, budget slender man, and because he is a lanky streak of piss at times in goal, there is parts of me that go, he has everything you want in a goalkeeper. He's lanky. He's tall. If he has a bit more about him, he's going to come out and claim all them corners. Like, he's a nightmare for you, Phil Parkinson of Wrexham, because Wrexham love to lob the ball in the box. And if he gets that about him and starts just fucking coming out and clearing everything, he has the potential to be a very good goalkeeper. So I'm not overly against it. I just think, like you said, I want to see an improvement if we do sign him. I want to see something about him. I like Allsop, and I know he's been questionable at times this season, but I do love Allsop as well.
I do, and True Blue, all that, I get that, but it's like we've got 3 keepers. One is a kid that's got years and years of experience needed to improve and get better and get to the position he wants to get to. He's not ready right now and nowhere near close. Allsop, bit of a journeyman now. He's late in his day and he's with us, and he's a True Blue. He's got a mistake in him every game. Allsop, we forgive him for that because he's a True Blue. I think we give him a bit more time, And then you've got the third keeper, who's Brad Mayo, who will probably be happy to sit on the bench as a third keeper in his whole whole football career at Birmingham City, probably, and never leave. So I feel like the goalkeeping scenario is one that gets overlooked, and we're so focused on the outfield players that, you know, a good defense and a good keeper wins you championships. It wins you titles. Yeah. So you know, strikers score goals, but defenses win championships and titles. So to get promoted or to even think about pushing, you need a good goalkeeper, mate. You need a good goalkeeper, and I feel like, yeah, because you see it now with now the goals have dried up at Coventry. Their keeper's not great. Rushworth's not a good keeper, really. He's not fantastic. And you're seeing that Coventry's results are dipping because they're not scoring. So the keeper's now being found out and the defence is being found out. So, you know, they're dropping off. And I don't know. I think we need to sign somebody maybe on a short-term contract for 6 months, like you said, for the keeper, or give him a year or a year and a half, something like that. And if Wagner's idea is to push on to the Prem this year, or even go for it next year, hell for leather, it needs to be a ready-made keeper. That's just my opinion. You might not agree with that, but I'm not in 3 keepers we've got, and I don't think one of them is the keeper that we need right now. That's my problem.
If you could fuse them, they'd be fantastic. If you could give James Beadle Allsop's distribution, you're laughing. But Beadle's one of them keepers. He gives me the Etheridge vibe, where anytime the ball's at his feet, I go, oh fuck, just kick it, please, for the love of God. Like, whereas Allsop, I mean, how bad does it sound when Blackpool's saviour this season is Bailey Peacock-Farrell?
Yeah, they love him. He's turned it around there. They hated him at first, but he's turned it around. So
on the note of transfers, and this has just come into my head, if you are going to release Mark Leonard, if you're going to get rid of Leonard, if you're going to get rid of Thor Williamson, no, if you're not going to get rid of Thor Williamson, but you're going to keep Leonard, right, I've got serious questions to ask of this board, because I want someone to explain to me, and as much as we all did like bits of Thor last year, what does he offer in this league? Because he just looks too clumsy, he can't win a header, and he drives me insane every time he comes on. I know he tries his best, but when people like Alphonse Stamster then get in a game or hardly minutes, or Kanya Fujimoto, and then we got the audacity to keep bringing fucking Thor Williamson on and going, he keeps losing the ball. Of course he does.
Yeah, no. I say it every time we come on here. I say I don't know what he brings. I say it in the chats. I say it every week. A lot of people have defended him for a long time. I think people are their patience are wearing thin with him a little bit. I think there is a player in there somewhere, but we don't need a player that's in there somewhere. We need a player now, and that's what I'm saying about the goalkeeper. Williamson is not at the level we need him to be right now to go and push for a top 6 finish. It's as simple as that. He's a
luxury footballer, and I've never seen a 6'5" luxury footballer before where he thinks he can just jog around the pitch and do little tricks and flicks and try and do stuff. It's like, no, stop. Like,
that's what he does. Yeah, that's what he does. I remember we were 2-0 down somewhere. I can't remember where it was recently, or 1-0 down somewhere recently, and he was trying like Cruyff flicks in the air. I'm like, mate, what?
Sheffield United.
Potentially, yeah, you can't pass a ball 5 fucking yards, but you can do a Cruyff in the air. Like, what are you doing? I'm getting, my patience is wearing thin with him, because I don't know what he offers. He can't jump, he can't head the ball even when he's standing still, and I'm struggling to see why we keep him. I think the rumor was that he could potentially leave, but yeah, I know what you're saying. If you get rid of Leonard and keep Williamson, what is going on? That's crazy.
It's just one of them, because Leonard, like, we've tried this whole Williamson can play a deeper role. No, he can't. He gets bullied off the ball. Like, I'm sorry, he just does. Like, I like him, but
he's not physical either. I can't believe it. He gets outmanned by a tiny little shrimp of a winger or a midfielder, and he's huge, and he should be able to jump. He's like an even worse Zigic. Like, he never used to jump.
He gets smaller when he jumps.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, no. And don't get me wrong, like, I feel like it's partly down to we don't use him right as well at times. Like, don't get me wrong, if he's a number 10 by trade, play him at number 10. If he has a shit game, he has a shit game, cool. Stop putting him on the wing. For the love of God, stop putting him on the fucking wing, because it's pain. I can't describe the level of pain I feel in my heart when the ball gets whacked down the line and you just watch him try and run like he's in fucking treacle and he's stuck. It's like, I can't describe it any other way than you've ever played FIFA when you've got lag and it's like it takes 3 seconds to kick in. It's almost like that. It's like he watches the ball go over and then goes, oh yeah, I should probably fucking run for that, shouldn't I? Please.
That's exactly it. So I don't know. But that's that's kind of the transfers, I guess, wrapped up. Is there's not much else to say, is there? But we just
No,
need
bring
to.
some signings in, Blues. That's all we're asking. Please give us some. We've done the opposite of what we were a few weeks ago, where we had too many centre halves. We
Mm,
still had Dion on the books at that point, and now we've got low centre halves, but we've sorted our fullback position out. It's like,
mm,
what? Hang on, like, can we
yeah,
fix everything else? Like,
yeah,
strikers, not got a problem with. We've got Kyogo, Dux, and Stan. We've got three good strikers who can do a job. I still
mm,
stand by Kyogo will start firing now. He's going to start in the net at some point because he's got a
mm,
goal now, and I know it's League Two team,
mm,
but he scored a goal. Monkey off his back. He looks sharp again, and I think Dux brings you that extra bit of energy. I just
yeah,
think wingers were a little bit weak at times. Like we
mm,
need some wingers. We just middle of the park. We just need that
yeah.
anywhere from winger to CDM. We need to
Mhm.
bring in. And in
This
terms of
this
CDM and
midfield.
centre half, what point do you go? Probably shouldn't have sold Bielik.
Well, I know, yeah, and I said this last week, but he like Jordan said again, he wanted minutes, but I get that. But then he's had even less minutes at West Brom, so I don't know what the point of that was. But I think the midfield role from left to right is the issue, isn't it? It's the wingers all the way through the middle and then back through to the other side. So that's where we need to concentrate on. I want to see Scott Wright given a chance. I do
Yes.
because he's easily forgotten about as a winger at Blues because he hasn't played for about a year. But the poor bloke's been out injured for a long time.
He's
But
good.
he's got a good character. I went into the 12 lounge at the start of this season. I think it might have been Ipswich at the start of this. It was either the back end of last year or the start of this year. I can't remember. And I was in the 12 lounge at a game, and he came as a player, kind of in a player appearance, to come and greet the fans and say hello. And there was a really old boy there, a really old guy. He must have been about 80, and he was struggling to walk. And Scott Wright, mate, he went and sat with him for about half an hour,
Oh,
35 minutes, and he just spoke to him about, I think it was about Scotland. I think he had links with Scotland as well. And he spoke to him about the Blues. And Scott Wright gave him all the time in the world to just sit and talk. And this guy was saying to him how lovely he was, how amazing it was that he stopped to speak to him for so long. That is a character that I want in my football team, and I'll
yeah.
never forget that. And that was that day. I was like, "You're a good bloke. You're a really good bloke, and you haven't had your chance yet. You haven't been given a proper chance. So let's get him fit. He's back on the grass, I believe.
Yeah, he's
Let's
been
get
on the
him out.
bench.
Yeah, yeah, and let's get him out there and let's give him a few sub appearances and then maybe try and roll him into some games and see what happens and can he do a job, and he might come on and surprise everybody because I did like the look of him at the start, especially that
Oh, yeah.
Wigan game when he scored the winner in that Wigan game. But yeah, we need to give him a chance. So let's not forget about Scott Wright. He's the forgotten man a little bit, and we need to give him a chance.
No, he is. He is, and I wholeheartedly agree. So basically, in a nutshell, sign some players and
Mm.
sell the players you're going to sell. That's fine, but sell the right fucking players. Like
Yeah,
don't lose me and Mark Leonard and leave me with Four Williamson and expect me to pull up grass.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
don't tell me that we haven't got the funds to sign Tommy Doyle, but then you're going to sign some other people. Like if you've got the money to sign Doyle and Roberts, just do it now. I will
Mhm.
call this a very good transfer window if you can give me a permanent sign of Tommy Doyle.
Or both.
I
I think
will.
both need to start. But that's what we wanted at the start, wasn't it? Those two putting their pen to paper, and then we pushed on and kicked on from there. But there's not a lot. So let's at least get them two, or at least Roberts, over the line to start with, and it'll give that Blues fans that push, won't it?
And the final thing I'll say on transfers, and then I'm done. Gardner Hitman can fuck off as well, by the way. He's gone very under the radar recently with his liking of tweets and shit. You can piss off as well, you little brat bastard. He's my
Mm.
wanker of the week, and I know it's late because it's a few weeks ago, but wanker of the
Yeah.
week goes to Gardner Hickman for that fucking liking of the tweet. You little prick, when we gave you a home when no one else fucking wanted you, you piece of shit.
Yeah, it wasn't a good look, was it? It wasn't a great look. He almost did a Bakuna wearing the Villa shorts situation there, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I do love Baka. So Baka gets a half blind because his brother played for Villa, and his brother even backed that and said, "Yeah, that's on me as well." Like that one you
Yeah.
let go of because I'd have Baka back tomorrow, and I know not many people liked him. I love Jorginho Bakuna.
No, you did. Yeah,
I'd have him back
but
in a heartbeat.
yeah, yeah. Gardner Hickman was probably a bit more like the Sanderson thing, I guess. Then in terms of social media, is liking stuff and putting stuff on stories and that, and it's just like you're a little shit, mate. You don't need to be doing that. Like, just like you said, we gave you a home when nobody wanted you, and you treat us like that. So, but then since then, he's been liking all of our. I've seen he's liked our, stories and putting stuff up and our final results and that when we've won. When we beat Coventry, he was liking that. So, like, what are you doing? Just fucking grow up.
You
Yeah.
made your bed. You get one chance, and if you
Mm.
ever do something like that, I don't give a shit if Cameron Archer's your best mate.
Mm.
No,
Mm. Ex-Villa.
absolutely not. For the
Yeah.
team that pays your wages as well, by the way, we pay
Yeah.
you. Fuck you. Like,
He's gonna
not a
take.
chance.
Yeah,
I
massively.
don't care if he comes back and he's a world beater. He's dead to me at the minute. Like, I
Yeah.
don't ever want to see him in the Blues kit again for what that there's certain things that are unforgivable, and publicly liking something like that is an absolute insult when you weren't even good enough to make the Bristol fucking team, you dickwad.
Right. Have a puff of your vape. Let's move on to Swansea before you combust.
All right now, I've let it go now. I've said my piece.
Lawlor's law is what we do. We just
Yeah.
shout and scream and swear. It's fine.
But yeah, Gardner Twatman. Swansea away.
Yeah. Swansea
Top
away.
game. Very, very, very mixed form they've got. We're obviously dog shit away from home, but we might be turning the corner. I don't know why, and I'm feeling really positive, and I don't know why. And it'd be so Blues. Watch now. We're going to do this pod, and it's going to go out. It will go out on Wednesday or Thursday, and watch us look like arseholes because I guarantee a fucking announcement gets dropped tonight now, and we'll be like, great.
Yeah. Yeah. I know we're signing tomorrow morning. No,
Yeah,
no.
brilliant.
But,
Positivity, I think we're going to win. I really do. I think now's the time to go, right, we've had a bit of a break. The FA Cup was good. Let's, like you famously say all the time when we're doing crap and we're getting bad results, stop the rot. We've stopped the rot now. We've won a game away from home. We've shown that we can score goals away from home.
yeah.
Stansfield hopefully is back. I think it was just a rest. I think he needed it. So bring
Yeah,
Stansfield back into that. Give KYOGO a go. Give Ducks a go. I don't know what team he's going to go with, but we're sticking with Davis. I now am Team Davis in. Let's stick with him and see what happens. Can he be the man to give us a push and get everyone on the same boat? Maybe in getting rid of some of the players that are being told we're getting released might make the squad a bit more united again. Maybe we were just exhausted because we played a lot of games. But now it's time to take teams on by storm. I think we're going to win this 3-1 or 2-1. And I think you've got a good week ahead because you've got Swansea away and then you've got Sheff Wednesday away, and we need to give them absolute shit for how they 2-2'd us at St Andrews. And then we've got Stoke at home. You're 9 points off playoffs. Even if we say, let's say, Stoke at home, I don't fear. I think we can beat them. We should wheeze Sheffield Wednesday. Take a point at Swansea if we have to. 7 points. You're probably up somewhere 8th or 7th in the league again.
So it matches what I predicted for the rest of January, because for the rest of January we've got those games and then we've got Oxford away as well. I've predicted 10 points for the rest of January, and that will firmly get us back up towards the right area, and it will also put us on 44, which is 6 points away from that magic mark of 50. So let's get to 50 as quick as possible.
51. We need to be on 51 from now on. We went down on 50. I'm calling 51 from now on.
But we've got Swansea, and I always say to you, stop the rot. But we playing Cambridge is a very different story to playing another good. Every championship team is difficult. You can't say any game's easy. Sheffield Wednesday, they're playing for passion and pride every week. You know, it's not easy. Oxford, they're a shithouse team. They've got Matt Bloomfield in charge now. That's not going to be easy at all. We've faced him before, and he's a good manager. So, you know, I think 10 points would be incredible. And that is, you're looking then at, 3 wins and a draw. And I think the draw would then probably be at Swansea. Stop the rot. League form away is still terrible. Yes, we won at Cambridge, but league form away is still terrible. So we need to stop the rot and remember where we've come from with the away league games. So if we need to draw at Swansea, fine. Just get a point.
Give me a boring 0-0. Stop conceding first, and stop conceding in the first 30 fucking minutes, 20 minutes even. Just literally, lads, first half an hour, solid. Just stay solid if you got to. Cool. Pressing away. Do that again.
Yeah, if we concede in the first, 10 to 15 minutes again at Swansea, and everybody's walking around like they can't be bothered, and there's no kind of like they've never met each other before, I just don't know what to do, because we're at the point of insanity now where you're like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. That's the definition of insanity. So are we going to keep doing this thing away where we play the same way every time and nothing ever changes? Because Davis was able to adapt at home for Coventry, and he had less of the ball, and it worked for us and it was good. But can he maybe do that away from home as well, and stop going sideways, stop going backwards, and stop boring the shit out of Tommy Kelsall when he goes to watch him every week away?
Poor guy, man. Poor guy. Like, honestly, Tommy, you are an absolute saint, because I don't know how you have the patience to watch that every week, because it hurts our souls from home having to watch it and hear it. Like, I can't imagine the pain of paying, driving all the way there to watch that, man. But it's Blues and we love you, and that's why we do it.
I know. But yeah,
And
they've got to turn a corner. Something's got to give.
yeah,
We will win away in the league again. I don't know. It might be in 5 years' time, but it will happen.
it'll
So
happen.
whenever that day is, it'll be a good day. So we've won in the cup away. Can we go and win at Swansea or at least Sheffield Wednesday, at least Oxford? Beat Stoke at home. I'm not scared of Stoke. They've got Sorba Thomas, who's an absolute bell end anyway. And Stoke's drop off of a cliff needs to be studied because fuck knows what's happened to Stoke. They've gone from first to I think 10th or 9th.
Yeah.
They fell off a cliff. So I'm not scared of Stoke. I thought we could have got a point away at them. Even though we lost 1-0, we should have got a point probably. We outplayed them and out kind of, we were so much more fitter than them in the last 20 minutes away from home. We should have got a point. I'm not scared about Stoke. We can beat Oxford. We can beat Sheffield Wednesday. We can probably get a point at Swansea. So 10 points for the rest of January. I'm trying to be positive. I am a bit bored of being negative all the time. And that away win at Cambridge has lifted me up a little bit. So let's just pray that we don't concede in the first 10 fucking minutes and we just play strong, hold out. First 30 minutes, like you said, just don't concede, and then you'll start to put the home team under pressure. That's how away games work. That's what always happens. The home crowd get a bit shifty, a bit funny. If you get to half time 0-0, the home fans think, oh fucking hell, they could nick this 1-0 Blues. They got a good team. That's what you need to do. But if you concede straight away, everybody's heads are going to drop, and it's going to be 2-1, 3-1 to them. So we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's pretty much good to go. I think. You got anything Mad Maxy you want to throw out there, or are you done?
Oh, Mad Max. I think the only thing I was mad about was potentially throwing away that 3-0 lead, and I could see it coming, but I was getting a bit angry and a bit mad and a bit angry in the chair, and they were getting a bit red faced. But thankfully, they didn't turn that Mad Max volume all the way up to red, so I was able to calm down. But it was a squeaky bum time last 5-10 minutes, wasn't it, in added time? So there was almost a Mad Max moment. But come to me after Swansea, mate, because if Chris Davis does not adapt and it's the same and it's shit and we lose 2-0, 3-0, I'm going to be angry then. So let's come back next week and see what happens.
We'll circle back, as they say in business means. We'll circle back. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. It's been Lawlor's Law. Please like, subscribe, share the word out. You know, we love doing this, and we love that you guys get to listen to our shit talking every week. So keep right on, Max.
Keep right on, mate. Always.